Launched in 1883, the luxurious Orient Express train was operated by the Compagnie Internationale de Wagon-Lits of Belgium, originally running from Paris, France to Vienna, Austria, and later getting extended to Istanbul, Turkey. Although the service ceased running to Istanbul in 1977 and eventually fizzled out in 2009, it has since gained an iconic status in railway history, and, by extension, popular culture, largely full of people who don't even know what a locomotive is. Although, incidentally, I've never had that much interest in the service myself. In late 2023, LEGO released a fancy, yet very expensive, set honouring the iconic train. But I feel that it's a bit disappointing for a variety of reasons, which I will discuss in this video. Any occasional uses of stock footage will mostly be from German routes in Train Sim World 4, as a geographically suitable substitute for footage of the actual Orient Express. This set was released at the beginning of December 2023, and it costs a staggering $300 or 500 New Zealand dollars. I have no commercial connection to the LEGO group, and I bought this set with my own money. This is easily the most expensive LEGO set I have ever bought, and I don't fancy ever breaking that record. Instead, I'll probably just go back to the smaller LEGO City road vehicle sets that only cost around 35 New Zealand dollars. But even then, that's still a bit pricey for vehicles this small. I bought this set as an online order from the LEGO store up in Newmarket, which is a major suburb of Auckland. The reason why I did this as an online order is because A. The set is exclusive to these LEGO certified stores, and you can't even get it in Toy World, and B. Although I had the chance to go into Auckland on Sunday, December 17, the shopping centre would have been insanely busy, given that it was the lead up to Christmas. But normally, I do prefer going to a physical store, like the Toy World at Bayfair, and buying LEGO sets in person. For comparison, here are two model steam locomotives, both made by Hornby, that cost the same or a little bit more than the Orient Express. First up is the London and North Eastern Railway W1 class, better known as the Hush Hush, an experimental 464 tender engine with an ultra-high pressure marine-type water tube boiler. The second engine that I want to show you is the Southern Railway Merchant Navy Class 462 number 21C1 channel packet. This model depicts the very first bullied Pacific in her original condition. The Hush Hush was the same price as the LEGO set, while channel packet was 554 New Zealand dollars. To anyone who has lost interest in LEGO and model railways because of really high prices like these, I can't say I blame you. Indeed, I often question my past decisions. I decided not to do a building time-lapse this time, for the simple reason that the Orient Express set has a staggering 2,540 pieces, and the time-lapse thingy was already tedious enough when I made the Hogwarts Express video. Instead, I'll get right to my brutally honest review of the Orient Express, set number 21344. There is an elephant in the room, and that is the fact that the final product differs greatly from the original LEGO Ideas submission, details of which can be found in the set's instruction booklet. For one thing, the locomotive in the original concept strongly resembles the French 231K Pacific. At least, I think that's what the concept resembles, but please correct me if I'm wrong. I know almost nothing about French steam locomotives. Indeed, the only French railway system about which I really know anything is the Lyon Metro. The locomotive was dumbed down quite considerably for the production set. This one is not based on any real design, being a rather generic-looking freelance design instead. What you get in the actual set is a blue 460 tender engine named Sapphire Star. Apparently, that name is a reference to the Emerald Knight locomotive that LEGO released way back in 2009. I never had that engine, but at least she was based on a real design. The London and North Eastern Railway A3 class, to be specific. I've noticed a few bizarre usages of certain elements, such as the helicopter rotor blades used as the locomotive's running boards. There's also the white car door which appears twice, as a roll of toilet paper in one of the coaches, and again as a towel used by one of the train's staffers. A golden crowbar is used as part of the locomotive's cab detail, specifically to represent the regulator, which is a lever that controls the flow of steam to the cylinders. But I think the funniest part of the locomotive's design is what they used to represent the steam and sand domes. These are recoloured Despicable Me minion heads, and I'm not joking. As is the case with the latest Hogwarts Express, product number 76423, the new Orient Express set comes with 2 coaches. I actually like these coaches more than the locomotive, because these ones actually look a lot more like a real design. In this case, it's the wagon-lit coaches. And here's another thing I like about this train, her sheer size. The coaches are 8 studs wide, instead of the usual 6, which allows more space for intricate interior details. The set includes 8 minifigures alongside the locomotive and coaches, with one of them being a filmmaker and his camera. From what I've heard, this is a direct reference to the designer of the original Orient Express in that LEGO Ideas submission. I dare say the dark blue colour is at least prototypical for the coaches. Incidentally, and somewhat fittingly, since one of the coaches in this set is a restaurant coach, this colour reminds me of the ex-Melbourne W2 class tram number 411, now running in Christchurch, New Zealand, as the country's only restaurant tram. Another good thing about this consist is that it's compatible with standard LEGO track, of which I have a decent amount. Just like the Swiss CE 6/8 Crocodile Locomotive, or as I like to call her, the Crocodile Rock Locomotive, the Orient Express comes with a big section of display track that you get to build yourself. I've seen other YouTubers have an issue where the locomotive's wheels can often get stuck as you push her along the track, but this can be fixed if you make sure the wheels are quarterized as you're building the engine. Just like a cyclist pushing their feet down on bike pedals, which are set at different heights, a steam locomotive needs something to push off from as the pistons are forced to move when the driver opens the regulator. That's why the driving wheels are quarterized on real steam locomotives, and the one you're seeing on screen now is the Caledonian Railway 191 class. Another thing I've seen other people talk about is their criticism of the set's apparent inability to be motorized. LEGO's official reasoning for this was due to the train simply being too heavy. But from what I've seen, it looks like there's actually space in the tender to accommodate a battery box, and I'm guessing you would have to swap out the default wheels with a train motor piece. I understand people's initial disappointment, especially given the set's eye-watering price tag, but the lack of motorization compatibility doesn't bother me because I only intended to use my Orient Express as a static display piece. We're back to an absence of proper metal axles for the wheels, a problem carried over from the LEGO City passenger train from 2022, product number 60337. This is one of many areas in which LEGO dropped the ball with this set, but I rather they drop the pilot, or drop the ball, than drop the trousers. Considering the fact that the new Hogwarts Express, released in June 2023, does use proper metal axles, I'm confused as to why the Orient Express doesn't. And here's another issue I've noticed, and a rather stupid one at that. The coaches are decorated with the names of 8 of the cities that the Orient Express served on her run from Paris to Istanbul. The problem is that 2 of the place names, München and Bucuresti, were misspelt. There's supposed to be 2 dots above the letter U in München, that's the German spelling of Munich, while the Romanian spelling of Bucharest actually has another U in place of the A. These basic spelling mistakes are not acceptable in such an expensive set. But my least favourite aspect of LEGO's Orient Express is the locomotive herself. As if her lack of a real-life basis wasn't bad enough, she looks way too toy-like for my liking, and doesn't fit a set that costs $300 US. She is certainly a far cry from the likes of the Emerald Knight 462 or Swiss Crocodile Locomotive, let alone the French Pacific in the original Ideas submission. For size comparison, here is the Orient Express alongside that Hogwarts Express set that I've mentioned a few times throughout this video. I suppose it would be a fairer comparison if I had the more advanced Hogwarts Express Collector's Edition, product number 76405, but I'm not prepared to spend an alarming 850 New Zealand dollars on a set that's incompatible with standard LEGO track and is only going to be sitting idle for its whole life. As you can see, both Sapphire Star and Alton Hall are 460 tender engines, but the blue one is built to a much larger scale. The Orient Express coaches absolutely dwarf the puny little four-wheel coaches from the Hogwarts Express set, to the point where they make the rear coaches look comically small. So, in conclusion, I'm still disappointed in the LEGO Orient Express. While it's cool to see the company make another railway set, even if it only highlights the glaring lack of a dedicated trains theme, this one is spoiled by the toy-like and generic design of the locomotive, basic spelling mistakes on München and Bucuresti, lack of proper metal axles on the wheels, and lots of other problems. None of those issues are really acceptable when the set is so expensive, and as a reminder, this thing cost me 500 New Zealand dollars. If you want to buy the set for yourself, I strongly advise that you wait until it goes on a discount, as she is simply not worth that full price.